Hey there. So I wrote this and I'm going to perform this soon in response to a lot of the things I've been seeing and hearing in regards to the Black Lives Matter and the protest surrounding it. I'm not the best at articulating things in the moment, so I prefer to use art, and poetry is my type of art. Outside, I can't act this, right? So I wrote this to honor my nieces, nephews, people in my life that I consider family, the many, many friends in my life that right now are going through some shit that I've never even thought about understanding. And although I've been through a lot myself, this is something that I'll never know. And I think I understand what we need to be doing, which is asking better questions and listening more. So this is called Let's Be Honest. And I just wrote it, so I'm not off book, as we say. I'm just going to do my best to let it flow, and when it's all done, it's all done. This is just how I feel about this current environment. And if it touches you and allows you to think of something a little bit differently or think of things a little bit differently, then fantastic. What I'm looking to do worked. If not, then by all means, feel the way you want to feel. Okay? But here we go. So it's called Let's Be Honest. Let's be honest, as a white person in America, when it comes to the problems affecting another race, I should be empathetically aware. There's never a time because it's not my place. Unless I'm living somewhere like Asia, Africa, or south of the border, I'd be ignorant for not seeing I'm in the group at the top of this racial disorder. I feel a deep hurt because your fear is something I'll never know. Now, some may say, I've had just as tough of a life, man. Well, yeah, me too. But so? Because I feel the pain from my nieces, my nephews, my brothers, my sisters. Because I was taught love by people I called Mama, Papa, Mrs., and Misters. I speak up today because it's their right to live free and in peace, not having to worry about getting beaten or killed when stopped by the police. Unless you walked an inch, let alone a mile in their shoes, think a little bit harder about the things you say and the questions you choose. Try something like, where is it my place to tell you how to react or to feel? I don't know the pain of an unjustified loss like a Valerie Castile. Who am I to say, hey, let's all calm down? I'm still here enjoying my life on earth, unlike the late Mike Brown. Who am I to say, be peaceful, it'll all be fine? I can pray in peace, not get murdered in mass, like the Charleston Nine. Who am I to say, just be cool and play nice? I could definitely do that when I was 12 years old, but not a kid named Tamir Rice. Who am I to complain about a few fires people are starting? I can go to the store, buy Skittles and a drink in a hoodie, not Trayvon Martin. And who am I to say, get these protests over in a hurry? I can go for a jog in the neighborhood I live, not a guy named Ahmaud Arbery. How about, what can I do to help support you while you make this stand so you don't end up hanging in a cell like Sandra Bland? What steps can I take to show that you're not dangerous? So when you wreck a car, you don't get killed like Chantel Davis. What actions can I start taking to make you feel safer so you don't get shot sleeping in your bed like Breonna Taylor? What can I do better to ease some of your pain so one day you might get fair justice, unlike Corinne Gaines? And what can I do to listen more and become a better learner so you can get the mental help you need, unlike Pamela Turner? What can I do to just prove that you're a regular person so you can protect your nephew at home, unlike Tatiana Jefferson? Or maybe, when's it my place to tell you, hey, be mellow and chill. I don't have a history of injustice that predates the acquitted murders of Emmett Till. When I was 14 years old, I was a goofball, lanky, skinny. I wasn't strapped to an electric chair like little George Stinney. When I was 18, I could vote. No problem, carefree. I wasn't still dealing with the same type of racism that killed Herbert Lee. When's it my place to question any of your reactions? It's been 55 years since a cop murdered Jimmy Lee Jackson. When my wife's in the hospital after giving birth, I can make it there alive. You know who couldn't? Corporal Roman Duckworth. When I finish up my day after pursuing peaceful endeavors, I can get home, hug my wife and my kid, not get sniped like Medgar Evers. I could ask, where can I speak out to help black lives from being destroyed so you don't end up with the knee to the neck like we watch happen to George Floyd? Where can I go help because I want to work harder so you don't get killed for stopping a fight like big man Eric Gardner? Where do I go to make a stand for you to be able to see a better day so you can make a small mistake and not become the next Freddie Gray? Where can I go to raise my voice to help stop your living hell so you can have a bachelor party and then a wedding, not death like Sean Bell? Where can I go to bring some more hope instead of bringing more peril so you can ask for help instead of getting accused for burglary and then killed like Jonathan Farrell? Where can I help find a way to stop your people from being slaves so you can be young and dumb, and if you decide to run, you won't get killed like Kendrick McDade? Or better yet, why don't I learn about a painful history instead of not even trying, like a year before the Mayflower arrived, landed a ship called the White Lion? Why don't I learn more about our common history? It might help resolve this crux. Like the first person to die for our freedom, a black man named Crispus Attucks. Why don't I look a little deeper than what's in our history books? Like the rebellion on La Amistad or sharing blueprints of the slave ship named Brooks? Why don't I open up my heart without fear that the truth will harm me, like learning the first Black Medal of Honor recipient was a man named William H. Carney? Why don't I educate myself about the 1870 Senate rebels? Like hearing about their fight to block our first ever black senator, a man named Hiram Revels. Why don't I honor their forgotten heroes from World Wars I and II, like Johnson, Roberts, Sowers, Baker, Brown, and Lear, just to name a few? But most importantly, how can I help make changes to allow you to live fear-free instead of us heading back to the racist days of Jefferson Davis and Robert E. Lee? How can I show them that on both sides there's not good people? One has a hope for justice, the other bombed churches and massacred a whole town's people. How can I start to spread awareness to let these people know that this goes back in all of your families, hundreds of years before Jim Crow? How can I listen more instead of being lazy and callous? It's been sitting right in our face with Stephen King, David Duke, all the way back to George Wallace. How can I make a stand with you instead of just giving empty chatter? Because even when you think you're safe, there's a Donald Sterling or John Schnatter. Now, how can I show the misinformed all that you've brought to this great nation and help you finish that which was started with Brown versus Board of Education? So let's be honest here and open our hearts, and I'll start with just one thought. Youth and ignorance may be my excuse, but excuse it does not. I'm sure like me, you've said some things you now deeply regret. It hurts me to say that I too have, and it's something I'll never be able to forget. There's not one hateful bone in my body, but still, I feel remorse. Because even if things were said just as jokes, it did nothing to change this course. Throughout my life, I've made it a point to change things from my past. I do my best to look inside, correct my faults, and hope each time it's the last. My first step now is admitting out loud that I too have made mistakes. I want you to know from here on out, you have my word. I'll do whatever it takes. You've had to live a life full of pain and fear. Nothing makes me sadder that it's 401 years later and you're still trying to fight to prove that black lives do matter. Let's be honest. I'm sorry.